What's up, fragrance connoisseurs? We're back again and we're going to talk about rose fragrances. I know some of you think that rose fragrances are just a little too feminine to wear, but I'm here to tell you that they're not. Women love roses. You give them to them for Valentine's Day, you give them to them for your for their birthdays. All of these times you give them roses which they love, which they smell, and then when you think about what you want to wear as a fragrance to entice her, rose isn't in the equation. It's just not right. Rose is a very sensual, sexy fragrance that drives women wild. They love it. They love the smell of it. They love the atmosphere. It gives them the sense of having a bouquet of roses. It's time to reinvent the thought that men can't wear rose fragrances. So stay tuned for station identification, and we'll go into the best rose fragrances for Valentine's, for date night, or whenever you want to have a sensual, sexy fragrance. All right, fragrance connoisseurs, we're going to talk about rose fragrances. There are really two types of roses that they use in fragrances. One is Rosa Damascena, which is like damask rose, and it comes from Turkey, Bulgaria, or a certain region in Taif, Saudi Arabia. The other one is Rosa centifolia. Rosa centifolia. And that's called a cabbage rose. There are two different types of roses. Both have very pungent smells. A lot of roses that are hybrids now that they've mixed together do not have the rose pungent odor that you need for for what we would put into a note or an accord into fragrances. So those are the two main ones that they use. They may distill it and they may mix it with oils and other things and how they come up with the combination. But that's what gives you that sensual smell. Rose smell is more than just that jammy rose that you may be thinking of. It has a lot of earthy tones. They can mix it with patchouli and oud to give it more of a woody character and to give it more balance. These scents come off masculine. Some even ones that we would say lean feminine will still come off on your skin and be appealing to women. So we're going to start off with a gourmand type rose, and this is Arabian Oud Rasala. This is in my top 10, and it is almost edible. This one is a sexy one. If you're thinking about one for Valentine's Day, this is one to get. It is a mix of the rose accord, and it's rose petals, it's chocolate, it's saffron, it has woods in it. It really gives you that semi-gourmand feel with the rose undertone. It is very sexy, 10 out of 10, nuclear, on your skin for more than 12 hours, and it stays on clothes for days and days and days. She will love it. It's one of my most complimented. Gonna do a most complimented at some time for all my fragrances, but that is definitely one of them. Rasala by Arabian Oud. Another one that we have is Al Karashi blend, and this one is an amber rose. So rose comes out in the mid. It starts off with bergamot and star anise, and that gives it more of a spicy character. It has an amber base, and it is a really, really sexy rose. This one is the one that is Blue Sapphire before Blue Sapphire by Boudicca. This one came out first. It is again a strong performer, gives you great projection, lasts a long time. This one, the Taif rose, is a really, really sexy rose. And this one, compliment getter. It is no brainer. If you want to get compliments, if you want to have her underneath your neck trying to smell you, this is a top performer. Next, we'll go with Mancera's Oud Exclusive. Now, this is a Mancera bottle. I wanted to make sure I had the right one since all Mancera bottles look about the same. So this one is a great rose fragrance, and pound for pound, dollar for dollar, this is one of the best ones you can buy. It's blended. It would go for $200 or $300, and you can get it for $100 at discounters, and I would still buy it at $200 or $300. Mancera makes nuclear fragrances. This one lasts a long time, along with most of the other Manceras, and it's just a sexy accord. This one has cumin in it, but it's a really sexy cumin. It's a deep, dark rose, and it has a amber base, as you can see in the color of it. It's just a really, really strong fragrance. It starts off with saffron and labdanum, and the mid has the Bulgarian rose, and it has patchouli. And in the base, you're going to have oud and oriental notes. Really nice, really sexy, something that you got to have. Next, I will go with, let's also go with, show it to you first, the Harmonist. And this one, Hypnotizing Fire, people have talked about it a lot. It is a sexy rose fragrance. This one also has Bulgarian rose, but it mixes it with some spices. It has pimento berries. It has pepper tree in the top. It has Bulgarian rose in the mid, and then it adds some praline and vanilla, and it's as advertised. It is hyped, but it is worth the hype. A very sexy fragrance that women simply love. People have given me very good compliments. You need to get the parfum. Do not get the Eau de Parfum. Do not get the EDP. It doesn't project as well, which you would expect a EDP to project better than a parfum, and it definitely doesn't last as long. So I know it's cheaper and the parfum is more expensive, but if you're going to spend the money to get the Harmonist and Hypnotizing Fire, get the one that's going to perform, get the one that's going to grab attention. Okay, we're going to get into some of the sweeter ones now. So this is Rose Amiad by Atelier, and this, oh, it has that sweet jammy rose of, if people kind of try to describe it with that, because they mix it with brown sugar. And the base has some woods and oud that kind of mellow it out. And this may be something that people might say leans a little feminine. However, this, when it mixes on your skin and it starts to dry down, this one is a really sexy fragrance that people will love. Now, again, it starts out with rose, but you're going to get the woods and you're going to get some of the other things in Rose Amiad that's a masterpiece. As far as on the top, it starts out with rose. It has raspberry and pink pepper, brown sugar in the mids, and in the base, you're going to get oud, amber, and sandalwood. It is a very sexy fragrance. This one has good projection, good CIs, and lasts a long time. Next, we'll go with Fragrance Deora, Siberian Rose. This one is one of the first rose fragrances that I bought, and it's really fruity sweet. This is another one that people may say leans feminine, but whenever I wear it, I get a lot of compliments from women. It is starts out with the top being with juniper and pear, and then cinnamon. So it's got a little spice to it. The rose comes in the mid, the Bulgarian rose comes in the mid, but it's also weathered with some leather and rose and tuberose and leather make up the mid along with the lang lang. And then the base has moss, amber, and patchouli. The leather takes away some of that sweetness. I know it comes off sweet in the beginning. It's a really, really nice and sexy rose sweat fragrance, even though it may come off to some people as a little feminine. But I'm telling you guys, wear it, you will be complimented. However, this one is one that I would say you at least have to dress up in business casual, like maybe a nice sweater. It's the wintertime, turtleneck, as long as make sure you spray your clothes on it, and or a suit or something like that. This one isn't just, ripped jeans and a t-shirt. All right, we're gonna start getting into some darker ones. This one is Rosewood by Arabian Oud. This is a rose oud fragrance. However, this is a musky rose oud fragrance that's deep, it's dark, it's mysterious. I always dress this one up and I always get compliments. Nate the Great loves it. He actually wants me to give it to him, but it's in my collection and it's here to stay. It is a very deep, dark, woody, musky rose fragrance. It's not in the same category as some of the other rose ouds, like you may think of, like More Than Words, or some of the other ones in that kind of frame by Georgioff. This one is a deep, dark, woody, musky, sensual rose that gets a lot of notice and a lot of compliments. Most of the ones that I have by Arabian Oud, they last for 10 plus hours on skin, and in clothes, they'll last for weeks. This is no different, but it has a sensual, dark, mysterious, like date night, going out to a theater or going out in a date night type way. But it's something you dress up maybe to like a dinner party or something like that. It's dark, mysterious, and sexy. Next, we're gonna go to one Alujan, and this one's by Kajal. This one, as we get to the deeper, darker ones, this one is a little challenging as far as it's animalic. It is not overly fecal or anything like that, but it has animalic tones to it. Rose comes off on the top of it. It's rose on the top, and then it has woods in the middle. It's sandalwood, gaiac wood, and vetiver, and then it has musk, vanilla, and oud in the base. Definitely, if you think you might like this, sample this first. Some people can't take the animalic tone of it. I think it's really sexy. I've gotten a lot of compliments when I've worn it. It was recommended after I saw somebody else put it on a video, and I really thought this was something I'd be interested in. It took me a while to get used to it. However, after I was daring enough to wear it out, I did get compliments. In the air, it's great. A lot of times when you have problems with, say, oud or something like that, once you put it in the air, and if you're not just having it up to your nose, then that's when the magic works. And the dry down on this, in the air, it is going to catch attention. It's going to turn heads. And that is what you're looking for. If you're only buying fragrances to put it up to your nose like that, that's not how it entices. That's not how things are gravitated to people. When we smell, we don't always smell like this. We smell what's coming through the air towards us, and that is how we are attracted. All right, I'm gonna go with the last one, and I'm saving the best for last. And we will come back and talk about Narcissi. Okay, connoisseurs, I'm back. I brought out the little sample, and I'll start with this. This was a sample that I got actually from Spirit of Dubai in the Dubai from the company Spirit of Dubai from, I think it came from the UAE where it was sent. $85 for a 5 ml, but it comes in a nice box, comes in a nice thing. And this is where it comes as the full. Talk about it. It's in a rose gold presentation with a black rose on the top of it. This is bar none the best rose fragrance that I've ever smelled. It is the most photorealistic rose that I've ever smelled, and it is simply the best. It is blended really well. It has 5 different types of roses that they have blended into it. 4 of them are coming off the top. It's going to start with rose, and then it goes with Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, May rose, and then on the mid, it has Taif rose. Now, they rounded out on the top, they have dried fruits, and they rounded out with cardamom and saffron and coffee. And then in the base, they extend it and make it a lot better blended. It's one of the best blended fragrances that I've ever smelled. And it has civet, castoreum, oud. It has all the things that maybe sometimes could be off-putting, but the way they put it in this blend, it is incredible. Anything you can think of, they threw the kitchen sink at it. But what this is these animal notes give it more depth, give it more character, but there's so much of the rose fragrance in here that rose keeps it throughout the whole time. And actually, if you can imagine, if you close your eyes, imagine that you're walking inside an indoor greenhouse of just roses, different types of roses, and you're smelling them all in their peak of bloom, and the rose is coming up to you. The greenhouse has the sun coming in. It's baking those rose scents and smells inside of there. Think of it as being like a little warm. And as you walk through there, you not only smell just the pure rose of it, you're gonna smell the ground that it's planted in. You're gonna smell how green the leaves are. And this is what this gives you. It is the most photorealistic rose fragrance that I've ever smelled in my life. It is on another level with all the other ones. What you're going to get is a very expensive. It's retail $12.95 during the holidays, and I got it for 50% off, which was an amazing deal to me. I had this hoping that I would not like it. I ordered this for $85 and I said, I hope I'm going to hate it. And once I sprayed it, I had to get a bottle. I put myself on a waiting list, and as soon as it was in for the price that I thought I could never beat, I ordered. This is a must try if you are a rose fragrance connoisseur. That's all I can say. It is by far the best. You're going to get a lot of compliments with it. Is it as deep and dark and mysterious as Rosewood? No. Is it a gourmand and has that chocolate gourmand nuance? No. But as far as for a well blended, exquisite, exotic, um, stately rose fragrance, it is the best, and it's worth the price of admission. So these are the fragrances that I have for Valentine's Day or just for rose fragrances in general. Guys, try them out, put them on your skin, go out in public, go around women, see what they say. I challenge you to go and try to use rose fragrances in front of women. You will get complimented. You will like the reaction that you get. That's my video. Take care. God bless.
All right, here we go. Do 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 da da do 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 do. Where